Hey folks, in this video we're going to take a look at naming alcohols. Now naming alcohols is fairly straightforward. We're going to start out with naming the longest carbon chain, and then we're going to add the substituent. In this case it's going to be the OH group, the hydroxyl group at the ending, and the ending substituent name would just be OL. Now remember, if it was saturated it ended with ANE. Ane. If it had a double bond, it was ENE, ene. If it was a triple bond, it was yne, YNE. Now, if it's an alcohol, it'll end in OL. Okay, so I'm going to get one started here. And so I'm going to start with this one up here, and we're going to take the longest carbon chain, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms. 6 carbon atoms, and we want to number it where the alcohol, the substituent, has the lowest possible number. So in this case, I'm going to number it like this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 carbon atoms. That tells us it's a hexane, but we're changing it to all. Okay, so that is going to be hexanol. So I'm going to go hex and all, hexanol, okay? And we need to show where that alcohol is on here. And that alcohol is coming off of the second carbon. So I'm going to go 2-hexanol. And we also need to show then what else is on this. So we also have this chlorine over here off of the 5th carbon atom. And so we're going to say 5-chloro, 2-hexanol. 5-chloro-2-hexanol. All right, now this would be a good spot for you to pause the video and see if you can't name these with the rules that you know so far.
A few moments later.
Well, now that you've given this a try, let's see how we did. Let's start out with maybe this one over here. This might be the easiest out of these other 3. And as I take a look at it, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, so that's going to be butane. But I'm going to end it with OL because I have that hydroxyl group. And I want this hydroxyl group to have the lowest possible number, so instead of numbering left to right, I'm going to go right to left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one becomes 2-butanol. 2-butanol. Now let's see, this one up here, I have 4 carbon atoms in a ring here, so that is a cyclobutane. And I've got a couple of methyl groups here, like a little tail there. And I'm just going to draw these in here, CH3, CH3, like this, okay? And now let's see, I want to name my parent compound here. That is a cyclobutanol. Cyclobutanol. And this OH here, we would just say it's coming off of the first one. And you know, if I were to number it 1, 2, 3, 4, then these have a highish number. But if I go clockwise instead, like this, go 1, 2, now those 2 methyl groups are off of the second carbon, so it's just a smaller number. So I'm going to go 2,2-dimethyl cyclobutanol. And you may notice I didn't put a 1 here in front of the cyclobutanol to show which carbon atom that hydroxyl group was off. And it's just assumed when we have a ring structure like this and there's just one hydroxyl group that it's off of the first carbon atom. Now, this one here, I've got 3 hydroxyl groups on it. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms here. So this is going to be a butanol. And I'm just going to leave a space here for just a second. Butanol. And I've got 3 of these hydroxyl groups, and I'm going to have to number them. And I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, or I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think if I go left to right, I'll end up with smaller numbers. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And so I'll go 1, 2, 4, butane, and because I have 3 of those hydroxyl groups, butane triol, butane triol. There we go. So there's some practice in naming alcohols.